The vasanas are responsible for various thoughts that arise in the mind. So the vasanas are something like seeds, and the thoughts are something like the products, development of the vasanas. And in the manas, that word manas also, they use it in the sense the thoughts arising and flowing. Bundles of thoughts or flow of thoughts is called mind. There is no separate organ like that. It is the same power which is called ahankara here and chittamu there, is same called mind when the thoughts flow. And then finally there is what is called buddhi. It is a discriminatory entity, same power, but there it analyzes the various thoughts that arise and discriminates one from the other, good, bad, desirable, undesirable, and so on.
The observer.
Yes, and behind them is the observer. Not only that, we don't say mind alone, we say there is antakaranam, and we talk about ahankara, and we talk about chittamu. But they talk only about the thought level and the buddhi level, intellect level. But we go deeper, and we attribute this ego, which says I am, is also one part or one aspect of that particular thing, one single power, which is acting in different levels, in different ways, and different names are given. So when you say the control of the mind, bringing the mind under control, it is not enough if you just make the thoughts disappear or the thoughtless state. No, you must go deeper, because the cause of those thoughts is the chitta vasanas. And then those who talk about this, who am I, they go deeper. They say, whose thoughts are there? Whose vasanas are there? Mine. So the root cause is I am. So you deal with this, what this I am is. And then you will find that there is no such thing as I am. Only about universal Satchidananda Parabrahman. So it disappears automatically. And along with it, all thoughts, etc. go. Vasanas go, everything goes. So you must go to that level. And these vasanas must completely eradicated. And then you will become pure Satchidananda Parabrahman. Anyway, this is Manomaya Kosha, and then we go on to Vijnanamaya Kosha, where the intellect discriminatory thing functions, and it is there we make use of Patanjali Yoga Sutras to arrive at something which is beyond these names and forms. Now we have seen at the first instance.
Sorry, before we go there, in the Manomaya Kosha, what is a good mental exercise that you use in your workshop to help tune that awareness?
This is it.
Which one?
Observing the thoughts.
But do you observe it by, is it a practice of watching each thought as it comes and goes?
Now it is the mind that observes, and it is observing itself in a form of thoughts.
But in a practical exercise, how would one do it?
That is what he has described, Vivekananda, in that small booklet. Sit calmly, remind yourself that you are not the mind or thoughts. You are the witness of the thoughts. Sakshi Chaitanyam you are. You are separate. Your existence and awareness and observing only is your nature. Witness. Sakshi Chaitanyam you are. And thoughts are separate. You have nothing to do with that. It is your instrument, this mind. It is your servant. But it has become your master now. So you have to dissociate yourself from that. And then just succeed in observing. Is it possible? Well, they say it is possible by continuous practice. You may fail. Again and again you may fail. But then you must not stop it. Again and again you may restart and try to observe the thoughts that arise in the mind without associating it yourself. Dissociate yourself. I am not the thoughts, I am not the mind. And so whatever thought comes, well, you observe it objectively. And after some practice you will see for yourself that it is possible. And when you begin observing it, well, the thoughts slow down and stop. They give this example. Suppose somebody is doing pickpocketing and he looks this way and that way, nobody is seeing. He tries to pick the pocket. And suddenly he sees somebody is looking at it. Immediately puts that and says, pretends as if he is a very good gentleman. What is he doing? If somebody is observing a wrong action, immediately he stops doing that. So also children in the house. The sweets are made and they want all the sweets together. And the mother says, take one at a time, you take one a day. And he is not satisfied. The mother is going to sleep in the afternoon. And this lion gently goes and tries to open the cupboard. This boy, thinking that everybody is asleep, but the mother knows that this fellow will be after that. And as soon as he makes a noise opening the cupboard door, he says, "Aye!" Immediately he turns this way and pretends as if he is not doing anything. So also the mind itself will also behave like that. If you begin observing, you have asked it, mind mama, don't do anything, please sit down, and all that. But it begins wandering, it's because of its natural course. But if you are observing it, and it is trying to do something which you do not want it to do, well, it stops that activity. Anyway.
This act of observing.
Yes. Keenly observing, dissociating yourself from that objectively, as if you are observing somebody's thoughts. So that is how you should do that. Well, there is nothing, any number of lectures on that will help you. You must do it.
In 7-day workshop, what do you do?
Every day we make them do that.
Observe.
Yes, observe their own thing. See, each of these exercises they have to practice for a short time or long time. This is a training program, so we make them do that. This is a training we give. And afterwards they have to practice. The results will come only when you practice it for a long period. But learning the method, that's possible, and we make them try to do that. Doing and learning here.
So now, in the Pranamaya Kosha, the exercise that you do in the 7-day workshop is to observe how the heart is pumping, the blood is flowing in the body.
No, to know the pulsation. You must be able to count. You must be able to count without touching, or even if you touch anywhere. For example, the fingertips you touch, you must be able to feel like pulse as you feel here in the wrist. And you must be able to count it. It will be as many times as the heart beats. So many times the pulsation is there in every part of the body. And we want them to verify that. This is the yogi's claim. That if you introvert the mind concentratedly and make it pure, this is a sign by which you know whether your mind has become pure, introverted and concentrated. Normally the mind is in a vikshapa state. If I see so many things here. It should not be like that. If I see your nose alone must be visible to me. Nothing else. Not even the parts in your face. Then that means I have got to concentrate. You see that example given by Dronacharya and Arjuna training. He gave archery training to all the Kauravas and Pandavas. And one fine Sunday morning he said, I will hold a slip test, come on. All of them came. And then he pointed out a bird on the tree. And now one by one he called them, asked them, well, do you see the bird? Yes, sir. Do you see the tree? Yes, sir. Do you see all of us? Yes, sir. No, useless fellow, you get out. So he disqualified all of them. Only Arjuna was qualified. He said, I am not seeing anything. I am not seeing the bird. I am not seeing the head. I am seeing the only eye of the bird. That is concentration. You shoot. Well, the arrow goes and strikes the eye of the bird. So such a concentration the yogi aims at acquiring. For that, these are very simple things. There are still others which are even more difficult and they have to be practiced. But this is only an introduction to make your mind subtle, concentrated, introverted and pure. So this qualification must be acquired and we do all these things for that purpose. And then there is Vijnanamaya Kosha. The Patanjali Maharshi explains how because of vrittis you find all this world. The diversity is seen, Namarupa world is seen because you are under the influence of vrittis. See, the first 3 sutras itself explains. Yoga chitta vritti nirodha tadha dhastu swarupen vasthanam. If you do yoga and arrest the mental vrittis, you will be in your natural state, Sakshi Chaitanya state. Vritti sarupya mitaratra. If you don't do that, that is, if you don't do yoga and rest tendencies, you will be under the influence of one or more vrittis, chitta vrittis, he says. We will say, oh, we are not under the influence of vrittis. No, we are all very natural. What are these vrittis? How are they influencing us? You raise that question. He says, vrutayaha panchatayaha. There are only 5 vrittis. And they influence and make all this diverse world visible. How is that? 5 vrittis? Please explain, give some examples. And he explains the various vrittis and he gives examples specifically for each vritti. The vrittis are 5 in number. Pramana, Viparya, Vikalpa, Nidra, Smutayaha. Pramana vritti is there. And it is again subdivided. Pratyaksha pramana, anumana pramana, agama pramana. Pratyaksha means directly seeing, directly hearing. Anumana pramana means a dog barks. I have not seen the dog, but the barking indicates that there is a dog there. Like that they give some examples for that. Anumana, indirect evidence. Inferential evidence. And then there is agama pramana. You take an authority. Oh, you have all come here to know about Atma Paramatma. But why? Who has seen Atma Paramatma? Nobody knows. And yet you have come. See, Lord Krishna has said that there is Atma Paramatma in everyone. And Krishna is a Jagat Guru. He is Bhagwan. So I believe in that. I take it as authority and I accept this truth. Also, somebody went to America. I have not gone to America. Somebody went to America, came back, and he showed photographs and said there is such a thing as America. I accept it on the authority of my friend, whom I believe. And there is no possibility of doubting him, and so on. So this is one way, one vritti. Another thing is viparya vritti. There is something there, you superimpose some other thing there, an imaginary thing, and then think this is real. The rope and serpent example is given. In darkness you saw, you stepped on a rope and you felt that it is a serpent. And you shouted, there is a big serpent here. And then everybody ran, and then finally they brought a torchlight and they saw there is no serpent there. There is only a rope. What happened here? You have superimposed the idea of serpent on this rope. Rope is real, but this is only an imagination. But because you superimpose that, you felt that there is serpent and you fear, and then all kinds of things happen. So such things are happening, he says here. Vikalpa vritti is vastu sunyaha, sabdhanupati. There is a word which is being used by everybody, but there is no corresponding object there. That is viparya vritti. And nidra, that is sleep also, according to them, is a vritti. And smriti, that is memory. Something happened some time back, and that is again recovered or remembered, and you react upon that. Somebody called you a donkey 10 years ago, but that fellow suddenly appears. Now immediately you become angry. That fellow is a rascal. Why? Because he called me a donkey. 10 years ago it happened. But it is recorded in that, and it is coming out as soon as you see him. Smriti vritti it is. So these 5 vrittis or 4 vrittis influence you at various stages. We don't see snakes and ropes and all these things every day. We see only cloth, a carpet, a table, glass, and so on and so forth. You examine anything, why is it appearing? According to Maharishi Patanjali, it is because you are under the influence of vrittis, you see that. What is this? 5 vrittis, and they are influencing me to see a cloth here and a carpet there and a table there. How is it possible, sir? You just analyze and see for yourself. So let us examine this particular cloth. This is called cloth by English people. It is called by vastram, kapda, in different languages. There are 200 languages in the world. There are 200 words for this. And what is the cloth? As soon as you see, you say it is cloth. All English knowing people say cloth. But then if you examine closely, you will find that it is made up of threads. I take away all the threads and put them aside. When all the threads are removed, there is no such thing as cloth. Only threads are there. So I must call it a bundle of threads. But nobody considers that. He says cloth. Because he was taught like that. At a very early age, the babies, they don't know anything. They ask, what is this, what is this? No. And we tell them, this is cloth. If you use any other word, immediately he will be slapped. And he will not again say any other word excepting cloth. As soon as he sees this, he says cloth. But actually what is there? Threads are there. You have superimposed a word called cloth on that. And you assume that there is a separate object like that. There is no such object of cloth there. Only threads are there so far as cloths are concerned. And what is happening here? Pratyaksha pramana is there. You see, threads are there and the cloth has disappeared. It is pratyaksha pramana, and then there is this viparya vritti. Threads are there. The idea of cloth is superimposed on that. And vikalpa vritti is there. Shabdanupati, cloth, the word cloth is there prevalent. Everybody use that. But there is no corresponding object there. You see only threads there. Threads are different. And so, the cloth word used as if there is an object called cloth is because of the influence of vrittis. First smriti vritti comes. Because I was taught at an early age, that is there in the mind, it comes and says immediately cloth. And then viparya vritti is there. Threads are there, you superimpose the idea. Vikalpa vritti is there. Shabda anupati, shabda is used, cloth. But there is no corresponding object in the world. And like that, 4 vrittis. Achyata pramana, smriti vritti, viparya vritti, vikalpa vritti, they are joined together, they influence your mind and make you call it cloth. Now let us see their threads. Thread is only a twisted cotton. Cotton is put in the spinning mill at paste set and the threads are formed. So what is there? Cotton is there. Cotton is real. Thread is a superimposition on the cotton. Again 4 vrittis. Pratyakša pramana, smriti vritti. Somebody taught you that it is thread and you use that word. And the viparya vritti is there. Cotton is there, you superimpose the idea of a thread which doesn't exist. And vikalpa vritti is there. The word is used by all English knowing people, thread. But actually as a real substance it is cotton. Now then you see what cotton is. Cotton is the hair on the gossypium cotton plant seed. They separate it. There is a machine called ginning machine. We separate the cotton, the seed from the hair. Just like in Tirumala, Balaji temple near. They separate the hair from your head. So also that is done here. With the result, you use it and put it in a microscope, you see a cell. It is a cell of that gossypium skin, seed skin. Epidermal hair they call it. Now anyway, and then the chemist will come and say this is cellulose. The wall there is made up of cellulose. What is cellulose? Cellulose is a carbohydrate. Carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, 3 atoms are there, they combine together in a particular proportion. It is called cellulose. So there is no such thing as cellulose in the world. Only atoms are there. 3 kinds of atoms. 3 kinds of atoms real. But cellulose molecule, no, it is only a word taught at an early age in the college by the chemists. Now atoms are consisting, they now realize, for a long time atom means unbreakable, but later on they broke it. They found subatomic particles inside, electrons, protons, and electrons revolving around the central nucleus and different numbers. And the difference in the numbers makes them different elements with different characteristics. Anyway, atom as understood by us doesn't exist. Only electrons are there revolving around the central nucleus. And then we examine whether electrons and protons are real. We see that they are all made up of energy, positive and negative energies. So ultimately we come to the standard thing, energy waves are there. But at various levels, we have seen the molecules and then cellulose and then cotton and then thread and then finally cloth. At every level, you have been influenced by these very 4 vrittis, pramana vritti, viparya vritti, vikalpa vritti and smriti vritti also. So if you deeply analyze things, you will find there is no such names and form here. The whole world is filled with energy waves. They alone are real. So if you want to measure, want to distinguish between real and the unreal, all these are unreal. They don't exist except in your mind. These are all mental projections, thoughts. So this is the conclusion of Patanjali Maharshi. In the beginning when we said what I am, we talked about I am pure Sat and Chit, all right. But I am is associated with the body by everybody. Now use this yardstick and see for what happens. Man as an object doesn't exist, but he is appearing. We see human beings, we deal with them. Why? Because you are under the influence of Chitta Vrittis according to Patanjali Maharshi. And see what is happening in the eyes of biology and even without the biology. Ordinarily you have got organs. That is why it is called organism. Hands are there, I remove it. Legs are there, all right. Head is there, torso is there. But where is the human being? See, when you add all these things, who is adding? This adding is a mental operation It is a thought, human being. There is no such object in the world as human being. Organs are there. You must say a bundle of organs, hands, feet and other organs, bundle, put together. But putting together is a mental operation. Now take the hand, and you got skin, muscle, bone, vessels, etc. I keep all of them separate. But where is the hand? There is no such thing as hand. Skin is there, oh, accepted. Muscle is there, accepted. Bone, accepted. And blood vessels, nerves, accepted. But where is the hand? If there is such an object as hand, you put it aside. You will say that all these things should be added. Who adds it? It is only a mental operation. It is a mental projection. This word hand. Now you examine each one of the parts. Skin, for example, put it in a microscope. There is no such object as skin. Only cells are there. So also muscle, cells are there. Bone, cells are there. So cells are real. But the word bone, skin, etc., they are only superimpositions. Viparya vritti. Cells are there, you put a word skin there. You put another word muscle there for another group of cells. Vikalpa vritti. There is no object like skin or muscle. And yet everybody uses that in biology. So this is viparya vritti. Smriti vritti. I was learned in the biology class, skin, muscles and all that. So vrittis are influencing you at every level and from one to the other, from organs and then the parts in the organs, tissues they are called, groups of cells, and from cells we go to molecules. Each cell is made up of so many molecules, proteins, carbohydrates and so on, water molecule. And if you remove all the molecules, there is no such thing as cell. And look at the molecules. They are made up of atoms, aggregates of atoms. H2O, 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen. Like that, carbohydrate, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, 3 kinds of atoms are there. So atoms are real, molecules they are not real. Again 4 vrittis. Pratyaksha pramana, you can see under the microscope or experiment. And viparya vritti, you superimpose another thing. Atoms are there, you call it molecule. What is this? You must say it is a group of atoms. So also atoms means electrons and protons. But you don't use that. You use the word atom. Oxygen atom. I do not. Again, not correct. There are electrons and protons, subatomic particles. You examine them, again there is energy waves, positive and negative. So what is here? There is no such thing as human being. There is no such thing as hand. There are no molecules, no cells. Only energy waves are there. Energy waves alone are real. And all other things are appearances, illusory appearances, under the influence of chitta vrittis according to Maharishi Patanjali. So what happened now? The whole Nama-Rupa world disappeared. And it is filled, the world is filled with energy waves. And this is the conclusion of scientists also. There is a famous scientist, Sir Arthur Eddington. He has written a book, Nature of the Physical World. And in that, he makes this statement. From the scientific viewpoint, it is all energy waves. The table is energy waves. The hand is energy waves. This pen is energy waves. But in the ordinary world, our senses show a pen, a table and a chair and so on and so forth. How to reconcile these two? He says. But Patanjali Maharshi is saying, well, because you are under the influence of chitta vrittis, you are seeing this diverse world of names and forms. If you can arrest those chitta vrittis, you will see the reality. What the reality is? Only Shakti is there. And we have already proved that I am is filling this world. Everywhere I am. And names and forms. Now names and forms have disappeared. Shakti is there. And I am has disappeared. There is Sat and Chit. So the world is a dance drama of Chit Shakti. Consciousness and energy. And this is what Hindu philosophy, Puranical way, they represent Ardhanariswara. Arunachaleswara is Ardhanariswara. Half male, half female. Parvati is the representative energy and he is the Purusha, that is the consciousness. So Chit Shakti, this is a dance drama of Chit Shakti everywhere. If you go within, you will come across this. Sat and Chit and Ananda on one side, and names and forms are reduced to energy. So that is what a human being is. He is a Chit Shakti. So if you realize this, all your problems will be solved. And now we come to Anandamaya Kosha. This is Vijnanamaya Kosha, where you use your buddhi and Patanjali Sutras and try to analyze this world of names and forms, and find that they are not there. Only one unity is there behind this baffling diversity. The unity is Sarvam Shaktimayam Jagat. Sarvam Shaktimayam Jagat is a Vedantic dictum, discovered long ago, many thousands of years ago. Now in modern times, scientists after 2000 years of research have discovered that Sarvam Shaktimayam Jagat is the truth.
What does it mean?
Sarvam Shaktimayam Jagat means the whole world is nothing but waves and waves of energy. Energy waves. Now Anandamaya Kosha. In Anandamaya Kosha, only pure Ananda is there. Bliss. And you experience this in the deep sleep condition. So in the deep sleep, where are you? You are in the Anandamaya Kosha. What's happening there? Pure I am is there. Pure I am. That is Sat and Chit. So Ananda also will be there. Satchidananda is there. That is your real name. Satchidananda is your real name. You forgot it, and not only you have forgotten it, you have superimposed so many nonsensical things on that, and consequently a world of baffling diversity you see. And you yourself identify yourself with a body-mind complex with so many material characteristics. And you attribute all of them. I am tall, I am short, I am male, female, this and that and so on. I am protoplasm. No protoplasm, nothing. Only energy waves are there. Your Shakti plus consciousness. Conscious energy you are. So if you see the unity behind the diversity, you are Ajnani. If you see only diversity, you are Ajnani. You are an ignorant fool, idiot. If you see both of them, then you are a Vijnani. So this is it. It is your choice. Either to be an idiot or to be a man of knowledge and wisdom.
The world is run by idiots, I think.
Yes, idiots. Yes. This is a world by ignorance. Blind people running, showing way to blind people.
Blind leading the blind.
Blind. That is it.
Mandukya Upanishad.
Yes. The Upanishad says that. And now, even now there is separate individual. The ego is there. I am is there. And they'll go beyond that. That is, you become the ocean. The wave is submerged in the ocean. In fact, there is no such thing as Jivatma. There are no separate I ams like this. No. There is only one I am, and these are all pseudo I ams. Pseudo means false. False I ams. No real I am here. Real I am is only one. And it is reflected in so many mirrors. This Antakarana is a mirror. And Satchidananda Parabrahman, the real, is reflected in this, and then this pseudo I am gets up and says I am. So this is how they explain. So we explain it in the class by putting 10 mirrors there. And the sun shines in each mirror, a separate sun. Not only that, it projects another bimba. Bimba Pratibimba Nyaya it is called. The bimba is there, the image of the sun, and this bimba behaves as if it is the real sun. It produces another image, and the rays are passed. The sun's rays have got 7 colors. But this bimba pseudo, false sun in the mirror, it also projects rays, and if you put a mirror here, it will produce 7 colors. So that is what is happening here. The single Satchidananda Parabrahman is reflected in the Antakarana of the Jivas, and consequently, this combination, the Chit Jada Granthi, the Antakarana is Jada, and Chit is real, consciousness, and this Chit Jada Granthi is formed. Result is a false I am rises, and this is the dance drama of that false I am, the egos. egos clashing with each other, and thinking that they are different. Actually they are all the same, one single I am reflected here, but they think that they are different, and so they quarrel with each other. And this is illustrated by that story. See, in South India, in temples, there is a separate room where only mirrors are present. It's called mirror hall. And God is brought into that hall, mirror hall. And there will be a cradle. He is made to sit there and they enjoy. And everywhere the God is present. All mirrors, the top, sides and walls, everything. And so Dola, that is the cradle, is being waved, and then see the God everywhere. One day, by mistake, a dog entered that hall. A dog entered that hall by mistake. And when it entered inside, it saw the images of dogs everywhere. Generally, the dogs quarrel. When some new dog comes to another street, territorial transgression has happened. Now why do you come to my street, it says. There will be a quarrel. Now here this dog, seeing the dog in the mirror, thinks that there is another dog. So it opens, and that dog also, mirror also opens the door. So it says that there is somebody threatening him. It goes and attacks that dog. What does happen? It goes and hits the mirror and falls down. And then he sees another dog here. Goes and hits that. So it goes on attacking all the mirror dogs, and finally it fell unconscious. So the same thing is happening here in the world. Each ego, pseudo I am, thinks that it is separate and independent existence. So it quarrels with the other I ams. But once it goes inside, Atma Parisodhana Yoga it does, and then realizes that is only one I am is here. These are only reflections, falsehoods. No quarrels. Peacefully it remains itself. So that is the end of the story. We bring them to understand that each one is Satchidananda Parabrahman. This is a hologram. Every bit, every part is the whole actually. So if you go within and see the unity, you are happy, there is harmony. If you go only outside, see diversity, there is unhappiness, there is disharmony. So this is the secret of this world and the universe and the I ams, so many I ams. There is no word like that. Consciousnesses, no. Consciousness is singular. See, Erwin Schrödinger, a physics professor, he says, consciousness is singular.
Singularity.
But this is what they have been saying, the rishis. Ekam anekam bhavaya nityam. There is only one, and it is becoming many. See? In Bhagavata, repeatedly, this same truth is expounded in different slokas, different stories. Prahlada tells Hiranyakasipu, his daddy, Andu ledanu sandehama valadu chakri sarvopagatudu endendu vedikina, wherever you look, he will find him. Don't search here and there, where is the need? He is everywhere, he says. And Gajendra Moksham, the Gajendra is the elephant god, elephant devotee, prays to Vishnu. And there also he says, Nartakuni bhangi pekkagu ruvamulota nokkadadu. Like an actor, a single actor, playing different roles. He is one, but in different forms here he is making this dance drama of the world. He says like that. So I pray to him. So like that, the modern science is very interesting for me because it reveals the wonders of the Creator and His creation. This is a modern Bhagavata. That is how I project it. Now what else? So Atma Parisodhana Yoga Sadhana is this. And there is one more. One of the things recommended in the Upanishad is Pranava Mahamantra Upasana. Pranava Mahamantra means Om. That is the primordial sound. primordial sound